Sorry, Soph, where is the scooter? Careful. Have fun, guys. I'll see you later, hopefully. I think I'll just make a quick travel coffee while the car heats up, and then it'll be time to join Soph and Jasper. Well, I don't know if there's going to be time for a scoot. I suspect probably not, but I need to nip into the town centre anyway, just to quickly do a little bit of shopping that I need to do. I've decided I'm just going to leave the door for another few days. If it continues to be a problem, I might give Tessa a ring, but I don't really want them to replace the door handle. I hear that's quite expensive. Maybe it's fixable? Well, fingers crossed. Yeah, so I was also going to just quickly mention... What was I going to quickly mention? Oh yes, apparently Adam ruins everything. And in this particular case, what he's ruining is electric cars. Saw a video on, I think it was College Humour, the YouTube channel. I'll link in the description. And they basically had a bit of this Adam ruins electric cars video on there, where they were basically going through the problem with electric cars, and they was touting those old, probably myth is the right phrase, you know, the old thought process that goes along the lines of, well, if you drive an electric car, all you're really doing is shifting your emissions from the tailpipe to the power station, which is a bit of a stretch. Apart from anything, it's a bit of a stretch that that's negative, because actually, you know, your tailpipe is about 6 inches above the ground, and a power station's tailpipe is about 200 meters above the ground. So in terms of the health of the population, as opposed to global warming, that shift is worth doing. And there were other problems with it as well. It totally ignored the fact that electric cars don't have to be powered by coal energy. They can be powered by solar on your roof, or whatever other form of generation you want, whether it's hydroelectric or wind or wave or tidal, and all these things are increasing. But my biggest issue with this is it totally ignores the biggest point of electric vehicles. Driving an electric vehicle at the moment, you're like 1%. You're going to have such a totally negligible impact on CO2 emissions. However, there's one very important point here. By building the electric vehicles and building the batteries technology and putting the R&D into the battery technology that's necessary, the end result, I strongly believe, is going to be affordable, efficient, flexible energy storage using high density batteries with a nice long shelf life. And if you've got that, then you can really up your renewable energy generation. There's no acknowledgement of the economic reality, which is if we don't use a technology, it will not improve very quickly, because it just won't get the R&D that it needs. R&D for batteries costs a huge amount of money, and it's not normally the pure science R&D, the kind of stuff that gets done in the lab at the university. That's not the stuff that's lacking money for research. Oh no, where it's lacking is I'm going to build a huge factory and see how many I can make, and see how efficiently and cheaply I can make them. It's that bit that's missing unless we have electric vehicles that are an economic success. So anyway, that's my take on his video. Basically, I think it's rubbish. I mean, it's well done, of course. I enjoyed the video, I found it entertaining, but I just think the central message is that actually we should all just try riding bicycles as opposed to driving cars, and that's going to fix everything. Well, it isn't going to fix everything unless you're going to ride a bicycle to power your fridge, which is a really bad idea, because it'll take a human being cycling continuously to keep your fridge going. Oh, and the coffee's finished too. Fantastic. At least she's nice and clean. Door handle check time. Gonna open? No, gonna go back in. Oh, it opened. Oh, I do hope I'm not gonna have to get a new door handle.
Motors. For address information, press 1. For service, press 2.
Hello, I'm ringing up because my Tesla was being fixed just a couple of days ago for an ECU, and that seems fine, but the driver's side door handle doesn't seem to be cooperating anymore. It pops out and it goes back in fine, but when you give it a tug, it doesn't open the door. It seems like just like a loose connection, or a bit of, you know, the sensor's not quite something or other. I was wondering if somebody could suggest maybe where I could spray a bit of WD-40 that might sort it out. Yes, the problem is I'm really not looking for this to cost me any money after I've just spent 550 quid. All right, thanks very much. Cheers. I'm a big fan of Tesla customer service, I've got to say. You know, despite the fact that at the moment I'm a highly nervous driver that is really, really keen to not have any more bills come through for at least the next 6 years. Well, okay, that's probably unreasonable. Something will go wrong in 6 years, but definitely not looking for a string of things to go wrong that need fixing, because, let me put it this way, I am doing YouTube because I love doing it and I find it very fun and interesting, and I love the feedback and the feeling of community that you get from that. It's brilliant. Highly recommend it. However, at the same time, I am doing this instead of getting a part-time job at a cafe or something. You know, I look after Jasper full-time, that's my main. It would be impractical for me to do any job that won't fit between about 9 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So the solution I came up with was YouTube. We'll see how that goes. It pays the groceries at the moment, at least, with some of them. But yeah, so the point is, if I'm paying the groceries with YouTube, then I'm not looking to pay, like, you know, hundreds of pounds out to keep the car on the road on a monthly basis. I mean, that's specifically the reason why I got an EV as opposed to a petrol or diesel vehicle. And there were other reasons too, like I was saying, the fact that I feel it promotes the technology. It means that mainstream EVs will get here that much quicker because I bought one. I strongly believe that is part of the way it works. You know, maybe my individual purchase won't make any difference, but the fact that Tesla sells cars and can be a viable car company is pushing all the other car manufacturers into being viable EV manufacturers as well, and they're putting money and research into battery manufacture. It's a real growth industry now, and because all that money is coming in and all that R&D is being done as well, the end result, I strongly believe, is going to be really great batteries at really, you know, comparatively very cheap prices, which will really push renewable energy usage forwards to the point where it is the primary power source for humanity. And I think that has got to be the crowning achievement in the short term for our species. And you know, the funny thing is, I actually really like the door handles. I know they're a bit more complicated than perhaps they need to be. You could just have a mechanical linkage and you pull it kind of thing. But at the same time, they work really well, or they used to, and they're very easy to open, which is really, really nice, because it means that when you're lugging your 3-year-old around and you've got bags and whatnot as well, and probably a camera, quite honestly, it means you can just sort of give it a light tug with one finger and it opens. Not quite as good as the Model X version, where the door will open itself, granted, but that's even more complicated again. Yeah, so hopefully it's not something that really requires fixing so much as it just requires a little bit of lubrication. That's what I'm hoping anyway. The internal handle works absolutely fine. Right, let's go do the shopping. I want my proper skateboard back, that's what I want. Still hopefully not long. Problem is I'm not used to this one anymore. Small wheels. Oh, more or less first time. What do you know? Oh, I like to live dangerously. Check this out.
Check what's up.
Oh, it worked. So now I feel silly. I tell you right now, Soph, I'm really chuffed that the car seat is in your car. But my car just got cleaned.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
The walk was really good fun, if perhaps a little bit on the chilly side. Jasper got a bit tired. We had a bit of a screaming fit. It was raining, so the camera was away, which is probably a good thing, I think. I'm going to be going home soon. I haven't heard back from Tesla yet, so I don't know if they're going to come up with a grand plan for my door handles or not.
And a camera for my birthday.
You want a camera for your birthday?
Actually, that's the one.
Oh! You're going to start vlogging, Jasper?
Yeah.
A camera especially for you? Definitely going to have to do that. He could have a really big channel by the time he hits 5. I hope you've all enjoyed today's video. If you have, remember to like it, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. So, as we've got a couple of fridges and a freezer, that means our entire family, including Jasper, will have to be on a cycle 24 hours a day. And that says nothing about heating or transport or lights or anything else. So clearly human beings cannot power us out of this energy shortage that we currently have.